Hi, so welcome to week 5. This is the final week in your module 2. This week is all about you continuing your development of your understandings of visual literacies, but also learning about it in the bigger picture in terms of literacies in general, and also some numeracy in there because as a early childhood professional, you're going to be having to incorporate literacy and numeracy, and as part of a general capability, as it is just like the ICT general capability. So it's really important that you understand what these concepts are and then think about it in terms of your technologies classroom. So your learning guide this week continues your development of your understanding of visual literacies and sort of sets it in terms of contextualizes it, I guess, in terms of the bigger literacies picture. So before computers were invented years ago, visual literacy was more in terms of literacies, and literacies was all about being able to read and write. Now, as you learned from your week 4, that visual literacy is all about understanding and interpreting and creating meaning from texts and visual images, and actually being able to communicate with visual images as well. And even in the Zoom session, you all what came up with that it was an effective teaching strategy is teaching through the use of visuals, providing the children know how to gain meaning from the visuals, but also capitalizing on a children's first way of learning, I guess, which is taking meaning from text and images and recognizing the different signs and symbols that are around them in their lives. So your learning guide this week extends on that visual literacy and also introduces literacy as a bigger concept, and also numeracy. Now, numeracy, I'm not talking about maths. Mathematics and numeracy are two different things, but numeracy is understanding those numerical concepts in their lives. So, for example, everyday numeric practices are buying things from the shop, recognizing symbols that mean how much something is, so dollar signs, etc. So it's also gaining an understanding of these concepts, because you're going to have to actually include these as part of your technologies teaching. So with the learning guide asks you to visit the general capabilities and gain a broader understanding of these concepts as well. Within your readings this week, not only will you develop further understandings of literacy and numeracy, and visual literacy as part of that, you'll also be engaging in literacy in terms of what does this mean for technology, and putting technologies and literacy together in visual literacy. Now we've added a new reading this week that's not actually in the subject outline, but it's from a book that's just been published, and it's all about this the digital literacies. So that's key part of it as well. So it's not just, so literacy is kind of the bigger picture, and then there's visual literacy in that, there's digital literacies in that as well. So it's really important that you develop understandings of what they mean individually, then also see how they fit together. Now your putting it all together task, or your Zoom task this week, not Zoom task, your individual task this week, what you're going to do, and also as part of your group task, is you're going to search Scootle for resources. Now, if you haven't yet had a chance to look at Scootle, now is a really good time. It's got a wealth of information and resources, and it's really worth a look. So this week you're actually going to type inventions into the search bar site, and you're going to have a look at identify a resource or that you could use in your classroom. But I want you to take it one step further and not just identify a resource that's worthwhile, but actually unpack the visual literacies, the numeracy practices that are required, so children can actually participate and learn from that activity. So I think that will be really really useful. So you'll actually have an idea, some ideas from this site for other areas as well. So not only are you developing your own toolkit, you're also thinking about in terms of future applications for students in your classroom. Have a great week. Thanks. Bye.